Test.
Test. Hello and welcome back to Assetto Up. Do you have a family but still want to go to the track? You can't be bothered with a low supercar? You want a comfortable SUV that can still beat the Ferrari? Well, we got something for you today. Enjoy. Big SUVs are becoming more and more popular. In the recent years we've seen them becoming bigger and bigger. Due to the environment, most of them are coming with smaller engines, hybrid engines and even fully electric. Which is of course not a bad thing. Today we are not going that direction. Oh no, we are going the opposite way. This is a SUV that reached the supercar territory. This is the 2022 Porsche Cayenne Coupe Turbo GT. So what do we have here? Well, another car from Secchi Performance. This time not a high performance supercar or a newly Porsche or an update for another car with more power, but a large SUV. The Porsche Cayenne Coupe Turbo GT. It is a supercar. It's so fast, it's amazing. Let's just first off with the stats. It has a twin turbo V8 engine with 640 horsepower and 850 Newton meters of torque. The car weighs approximately 2,220 kilos, which is quite a lot, but well, then again, it's a large SUV, so I would say it's not even that much. All these stats are correct in the mod, so we don't have to jump back into that later on. The car has 8 gears, which is correct in the car as well. I couldn't find on the internet if the car has a double clutch or a single clutch, so I'm not too sure about that. If you do know that, please comment it down below if the car has a single or double clutch, because I'm quite curious about that. Normally I wouldn't review a SUV because TGN already produced quite a few, the Lamborghini Urus, the Bentley, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan actually, and those are all fantastic cars, but for a simulation, well, you can't really go off-road in Assetto Corsa and they don't handle that well on the track anyway, so what's the purpose of this car? I downloaded this car and I drove it and it's absolutely fantastic. It's so fast, the brakes are just amazing, it has huge brakes as well, and it drives pretty nice actually for a large SUV. Of course you get a lot of oversteer and understeer, because once you turn traction control off, the car is just a beast, but it's still fun to drive. 0 to 60 is just amazing as well. It goes in 3.3 seconds, and I even found online that they tried it in real life and they actually reached 2.8 seconds, so that's real supercar territory. So it's just an amazing SUV. So how fast is it actually? Well, let's go to a different scenario just to see how much fun we can have with this car. Well, that maybe was a bit obvious to do. Here we are somewhere in Sweden with the Cayenne Turbo GT. This is so much fun with this car. Whew, I definitely recommend doing this. Of course you can do that with most supercars or any given all-wheel drive car with a powerful engine, or not even, because it's easy to drift on ice or snow of course. So you're probably wondering right now, okay, all fun and games, but how does it drive on the track? How fast is it actually? Well, let's find out together. So before we're going to the track, I said something in the start of this video. This should be faster than a Ferrari, so let's find out on the drag strip first how fast it actually is. Next to us is a Ferrari 458, which goes from 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.3 seconds. We've heard that before, haven't we? Yes, this car goes from 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.3 seconds. So let's see who's fastest. It was a terrible start for me. Ferrari's gaining. So we're doing 2,000 meters. Oh, not just a quarter mile. Ferrari's actually ahead of us. It's the 1,000 meter mark. And we're gaining on him. 300 kilometers per hour. And we have won. Yes, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT is faster than a Ferrari 458, which is incredibly actually. Not too fast, but I would have probably beaten him way faster or better if my start was actually correct and my shifts, because those were terrible. But even with this terrible track of mine, I actually beat a Ferrari 458 with the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT. Well, let's go to the track now. So of course we're on the Nordschleife on the Nürburgring. This car actually set a world record on the Nordschleife. I think it was last year, the 2021 version, for fastest SUV on the track. It's incredibly fast. I'm actually really surprised about the brakes, and I'm curious if they're that good in real life as well. The funny thing about driving this car is as well that once you leave traction control on, it understeers a lot, and when you leave traction control off, it oversteers a lot, where I would recommend to leave it off so you have a little bit more control over the car. It actually doesn't corner that bad, as it is a huge SUV, of course, over 2,000 kilos, and of course you can do that with an SUV as well, but it actually drives pretty good for such a big vehicle. Just to jump into the mod a little bit deeper, there are a few options. Secchi Performance, knowing they always add some details. Of course you have the Android or media future in the center. You have a nice option to turn the interior lights on, the purple lights you see everywhere, off, on, and it has a feature for the rear spoiler. You can turn it on and off by hand or manually. Well, I would have loved to see that it actually works automatically. I don't know if that goes in real life, but I would guess so actually, that it goes on from a certain speed and goes down from a certain speed as well. Other thing as well, it has 4-wheel steering apparently. I couldn't see it actually, so I'm curious how that works, but it apparently has it. I tried to zoom in on the car, but couldn't see it though. Then again, the details are amazing on the car. Interior wise, it's perfect, it's gorgeous. Exterior wise as well, it's the car in real life in the game, so I definitely have nothing to complain about. Driving wise, it drives great as well. It doesn't drive like the other SUVs I've tried in Assetto Corsa, the ones I mentioned before as well. It drives way better, and I actually enjoy driving this car. That's one of the reasons why I'm making this review, especially because it's just a really fun car to drive. This is actually the first time I'm taking it around the ring, and it actually performs great, I have to say. I would love to set a lap time, and I will definitely try to do that a little bit later on. The sound as well, it just sounds fantastic. If you hear really closely, you can hear the turbochargers when you leave the throttle, and from the exterior especially, it just sounds fantastic. Sound is different from the other SUVs as well, and not just some stolen Porsche sound, so good job from that side as well. Only thing I have to complain about, or well, it's not really a complaint, just a small bug, is the light indicators. They work of course, and they are really good looking as well, but interior you can't see if they're on and off, so that's probably just a small bug. Maybe by the time when I release this video it's already fixed, but it's something to mention anyway. Then, do I recommend driving this car? Definitely. I don't think there are a lot of SUV fans for Assetto Corsa in the community, but I definitely recommend trying this car out because it drives really nice, and it's definitely something bigger than the rest that is being released. It's not my first video I make about Secchi Performance, but I did the Ferrari 812 Competizione as well, the Porsche Cayenne GT4 RS, which is till this day one of my favorite cars to drive in Assetto Corsa, especially the manual version. But this car, Secchi Performance, once again, it's a fantastic car. Good job. Thank you for releasing it for free actually to the community. I think a lot of people will enjoy this car. That's it for me today. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, consider to subscribe if you would like to. Check some others out if you want to, and see you on the next one. Bye.